I'm feeling a wide range of emotions right now. I'll be really honest with you. I had about 5 minutes where I hated my co-host. Say, I'm glad, he's out now. What a great show I get to do, talking about my team losing the Super Bowl for 3 hours. And I want to say thank you, actually. So I threw my phone. I was not on my phone. I didn't care about a live tweet. Who cares?
Yeah.
Texting people beforehand, whatever. I did not have my phone. I saw your text.
It was just a general welfare check of, okay, are you gone before this thing kicks off, or are you like in the moment?
I wasn't well. I woke up. I felt kind of good. I'm like, you know what? Everybody and their mom today thinks Kansas City's going to win. We've got a good team. And then as the day goes on, I start wearing my Steve Young jersey. I'm making my ribs. Everything's coming out fantastic. I don't know. Something hit me of just like, oh no, we have to beat that guy to win. So I hid my phone away and I didn't have it till halftime. I see all these texts. I see your text. I'm like, okay, I don't want to be a jerk completely. So I'll just be honest with what I'm doing. I'm not feeling great is where I was. Halftime was even worse. And I just want to say thank you because, look, we'll get into everything about yesterday. Everything. I don't begrudge anybody. Nobody said anything like overly mean or anything. But I find it very odd that when you know a fan of a losing Super Bowl team or pivotal moment where a team is losing in the game in real time, I find it odd that you have the instincts to want to text anybody.
No.
And that's where I say thank you, because I have people that work here and all throughout my life that I still have not opened those texts. I've seen some of them, but I haven't opened or responded. Why would you text me? How do you think I'm feeling? My team lost in the GD Super Bowl.
And had multiple opportunities to put it away.
Kick a ball off your foot on a punt, why don't you?
Yeah.
Block extra point, why don't you? Go to overtime and have to settle for a field goal, why don't you? How do you think I'm feeling?
I didn't have to ask at that point.
But I have like 15 texts. I'm like, what do you think
no, just don't.
I have a group chat of guys that don't even watch football. Like, hey, B, what do you think happened there?
Yeah, you got...
Shut up. Shut up. I'm not responding. In fact, I might just mass delete my texts and never respond to any of them. How I'm feeling. My team lost.
Yeah.
Those are people that have never really experienced success in fandom. They've never seen their team truly. Yeah. And if they have, it's like lightning in a bottle. It's happened one time in their whole life.
Yeah.
And this is my point. I said this weeks ago, Swag, you were out. I said sometimes it sounds dumb, but liking a team that's consistently really good can be harder than liking a team that's consistently bad.
Right.
Like you're in a bad place when your team's always bad.
Like Mariner fans.
Yeah. Well, that's what I said. Yankee fan, I bet you it's worse to feel like a Yankee fan most years than Mariner fan.
Exactly.
Because Mariner fans used to their team sucking and not being relevant.
And then when it does happen, you're on a ride. And you hope it goes as long as it can go.
Yeah, the big dumper hit a home run. Yeah. Oh, what a day for us. The Yankees haven't won a World Series since 2009. How happy you think they are right now?
Exactly.
So... it's a lot of a range of emotions.
Drove me away from being a Cowboys fan after. You can't take it. It's like, quit selling me a bill of goods.
Yes.
Quit telling me this is the year. Dak's the guy. Blah, blah, blah. No, it's not. You're just lying to me.
Oh, so for the first time maybe in my life, I had about a 20-minute moment of absolute dread doing my job today. Can't wait to...
You were here earlier than you thought. I thought it was going to be 5:55. You drove.
Oh, you thought I was going to wait?
It was going to be all you could do to get your butt up and get in here and face the music.
Well, I care a lot about the show. And
I know that you do.
This show especially, this is a fun show for us. We got a treat. It's the biggest game of the year. It's the last game of the year. Yes, my team lost it, but... we
got a great one. I mean, it's a classic. It's up there probably in the top 5 all time.
I had people telling me that this game at halftime, they're like, this is going to be the worst Super Bowl of all time. This game is worse than Patriots Rams. And I said, I don't know. I know the score wasn't great, but I had a different feel on that game at halftime.
I mean, the defenses were
elite.
Really, really good.
Bad, timely turnovers by offenses, both of them.
Oh, yeah.
You had fumbles by both running backs.
But both defenses were making life difficult for the quarterbacks.
Yep.
And other than a few early big runs from McCaffrey, Kansas City made adjustments and started to bottle him up, which drove Shanahan away from running him, which I couldn't believe happened in the second half.
We're going to go over all of this. Shanahan, play calling,
Overtime decisions
on coin tosses.
But then there's just some freak stuff. I mean, the muffed punt, it hits off the back of a leg of the guy. McLeod made a great reaction to recognize it hit his player and try to grab it.
Yeah, I thought McLeod was doing the let the ball go and then I'm going to scoop it up and surprise them play. I didn't see it.
He recognized,
it
hit a teammate and he tried to get on it. That's a freakish play. The blocked extra punt. Or the block extra point after Moody hits 2. You were worried about your kicker. He drills 2 from over 50.
53 and 50. He set the record for about 10 minutes. And I'm like, oh my God.
Well, yeah, then Butker hit one from
57.
Deep, 57.
Yeah.
And then he line drives one right into the line.
Which I'm like, yeah, that sums up the rookie experience. He had some really big kicks and nobody gave him enough credit. And then he'd randomly have that kind of moment. You go, what are you doing? Why did you kick the foot with your ankle bone? Why did you do that? Damn it. So yeah, I think there's a lot here. San Francisco's side.
But they pulled out the trick play right at the great time to score the first touchdown. And
Juwan Jennings was plus 30,000 to win MVP of that game. If they win, he's MVP, isn't he?
He's MVP. Threw one, caught one.
It's somebody. Yeah, first one since Nick
Especially
Foles.
if you would have caught a touchdown in overtime or something like that. Well, then it would have been.
He damn near did, except nobody blocked, the second best defensive tackle in football in the last 25 years.
Spags was Spags again.
Spags was great. I'll get to Spags today. I just, it's going to be a wide ranging of emotions for me. I'll be up, I'll be down, but I'll be honest about all of it. I will be honest today, as hard as some of that will be. And a lot of this is Kansas City. Just straight up. You went from Brady Patriots. I remember Dirt coming in. I think it was the year the Patriots. It was either the comeback against the Falcons or one of their other ones where Dirt came in. We were ready to do the show. And he's like, dude, I'm just paraphrasing here, but he's like, I'm just so tired of this every year. And for all the other people out there that echoed the same feelings and sentiment, I say, ha, 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 buckle up because we got handed 20-year run from that team. You've been handed another 20-year run by another team. Back to back.
Yeah, we'll see how long they can. I don't know if Reed's got 15 years more coaching in him. He's already 66?
He's 65.
So he's at least in the 5 to 8 year range.
Yeah, but the crazy thing, Swag, is it was 20 years to get to 6 for Patriots, roughly. They're at 3, and it's been 6 years.
Yeah, it was 19 years since they did the back-to-back thing. There was a gap, though, in there for a while.
They had a little bit of a run there where, the Broncos came out with Manning and company. They were really good. They had some, down years. They went to a conference title game every year.
There was a gap where they weren't getting to the Super Bowl, I guess.
And then they lost 2.
Yep.
And so you add those 2 losses plus the gap of not getting there, and it felt like they took almost a decade off from winning it, even though every year they were in it. I see no reason to be throwing out today why the rest of the NFL, yesterday's bad and heartbreaking for San Francisco, for the fans, for the franchise. I also took away, and some of why I got so down and sad, I also don't know why the rest of the NFL didn't have the same reaction as Niner fan. I'm not telling you should have been rooting for my team. Certainly understand everybody hating the Niners, but I don't know how your takeaway yesterday isn't, oh, dear, that's their down year.
This isn't going to change much. Can somebody rise up to meet their level? That's the question.
Burrow can't stay healthy. Allen and the Bills have this weird clunky thing happening, and Lamar and the Ravens seemingly turtle into a different team in the playoffs. Those are your top 3 candidates to do it.
And I don't know.
Maybe Herbert and Harbaugh can save our lives, but and they're the Chargers, no offense, so I don't know if I trust anything till I see it.
No, you got to see what give Harbaugh, maybe not this, give him 2 years. Second year, I'd like to see if he can reshape the roster. they got some serious salary cap issues they got to work through.
Yeah, they do. I'm kind of done believing the cap is a real thing. I know that sounds stupid, and I understand anybody that texts or sends in the message, but it feels like you can cut these guys anytime, get rid of this cap, even the dead cap number. Are you going to take? Yeah, I watch all these teams navigate.
It depends on how well he can jump in and draft right away.
Yeah, I mean, that's the underrated part. And that's a big part of this Chiefs story. I want to talk about that today because I saw this on Friday after the show, and I'm just like, yeah, that it actually makes sense. They didn't just do this because of one player. He does change everything. But they also did other things that nobody gives them credit for. So we'll talk about that. I send in anything you want. I'm bad at gambling. My team lost. I'm the ultimate loser. Whatever. I'm miserable. So, like, you can't make me any more miserable. This is going to be a loaded show. There's a lot to talk about. I might pull an Usher and take my shirt off. I don't know what's going to happen. We'll see. I'm probably going to black out at some point, but let's get it going.
Do the last hour on roller skates?
Yeah, maybe we roller skate. I just roller skate, and I'm just like,
that's when it got good. I got Lil Jon out there. I got Ludacris. I got Alicia Keys. Now I was going. The first 5 minutes of that, I couldn't figure it out.
Ludacris dressed as Ben Stiller's character from Dodgeball with the shoulder pads was fantastic.